What it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, man. Let's do this. Keep Thurman, Mario Barrios. Final thoughts. Appreciate y'all for watching. Also, I talk about Ryan Garcia and Emmanuel Tago. All right, that's supposed to be going down in April, and Oscar De La Hoya saying it's a birthday wish for him. And like I said before, man, also he kind of ties into George Campbell. So, yeah, Keith Thurman Barrios came in at 146 and a quarter, I believe it was. So 146 1/4. Basic math. So, he didn't come. So he came in, he comfortable. He said that his family, wasn't scared to be around him. And the basically saying that when he making weight, he's scary. When he was at 140, he was hungry, irritated. You know how it get when some people get hungry. Keith Thurman came in at 145 pounds, and I believe a half pound. So he came in almost 2 pounds under the weight limit. I'm gonna speak on why that's important. Why that may end up being important in a bad way. So Barrios, for the most part, he proportioned a lot different. They got him listed at 5'10" and Keith at 5'7". He at least like a half foot taller than Keith Thurman, what we seen at the weigh-in, or at the face-off in the weigh-in, right? And the thing that happens here is that people just think because you got height and reach, it's an advantage. It's not an advantage in today's boxing. Today's boxing, height and reach is a disadvantage because don't nobody know how to maintain height and reach. And one of the most underrated attributes in boxing that people don't talk about is maintaining distance. Excuse me. There we go. Maintaining distance. Nobody talks about that. People talk about timing. They talk about speed. They talk about punches, check hooks, footwork, base. But we don't talk enough about maintaining distance. I think that's the most underrated attributes. Maintaining distance, being where you want to be. That don't necessarily mean keeping somebody at the end of your shots. That might be getting in their chest. That might be maintaining staying in the pocket. That's how T.O. like to fight. T.O. is a mid-range fighter. T.O. like to sit right in front of you and punch his range. He like to catch and shoot and score. Somebody like Barrios, they try to make him try to use his reach, but I think Barrios better at going forward and small, like fighting small. You know what I'm saying? Making his target smaller. When he go forward and go all like that and make his target, I think he better doing that. They trying to make him use his reach, but he fight very timid. His personality matches his fighting style. Very timid, unsure. But when he confident, like he was against Ryan Cardboard Carl in the first half of that fight with the Bakhtar Abdamagov cat. When he confident, it's a thing of beauty, honestly. He just don't got no defense. But at the weigh-in, it's gonna look different. The weight gonna look different on him because he's so tall. But for the most part, he looks solid. So yeah, for the most part, he looks solid. And then Keith Thurman coming in at 145 and a half. I think that might, most people might think like Keith worked hard and Cam. You can look at it that way. Keith in shape, but I remember Broner came down very like under the weight limit for 140 for Mikey Garcia, and his twitch wasn't there, his movement wasn't there. So Keith Thurman could have he could have worked too hard in the gym, trying to get ready for this fight and overcompensated, or he could be locked in to be ready. But physically, he looked good. He really don't have as much shredded. He a little bit more shredded. He a little bit more muscular in this fight because we seen him on Instagram picking up the weights, the kettlebells, the shoulder presses. And I approve of that when you're trying to wake up your fast twitch or maintain your fast twitch muscles. But I approve of that, picking up that weight like that. It's just lightweight. You know what I'm saying? The weight vest, and he looked cocky. He looked cocky, bro. And Like I said before, that may mean a lot of nothing, might be a lot of something. So he's trying to wake them twitch muscles up for that explosion. So that's what he's trying to do, man. But physically on the scale, he look good, you know, closing out camp. But to come that low in weight, that may mean he left some nutrition out there. I don't know. I mean, if coming in that low, I'm gonna go ahead and imagine that he probably ate breakfast this morning, a good breakfast. To come in at 142, he probably woke up, ate a good meal, did some running. He did some running. For them to come on 2 pound, almost a pound and a half below the weight limit, you want to come in as close as you can on the dot, so you have full nutrition, full comfortability when you be able to, you know, rehydrate and do all that. So him coming that low could be like he worked hard and he ready, and it could be like he left some in the gym. Could be that. Only time will tell. And I think if he left some in the gym, Barrios should be able to take advantage of it. So he could have left some in the gym. He definitely could have left some in the gym. He definitely might be ready. But you want that's very low to come in for this fight, and him being off all that time and being I think his IQ and being a master, and they doing this camp 31 times now. I don't remember Keith Thurman in a long time coming this low in the weight class, and he could be overcompensating. He could have left something in the gym, or I mean, he could be ready. You know, he can be ready. So I mean, shoot, it's interesting, bro. But they both look solid. Keith looked muscular than ever, like he worked on this core. This fight, but only time will tell. You can do all just because you got abs don't mean that. So I don't even know where I was at. Somebody called me, but it made me nothing. But looking at this fight, I think Thurman on. I just think we're done. And then also the controversy with the glove. You know, you can tell nobody care about this fight because ain't nobody making hashtag GloveGate or GloveGate videos about this fight, because in Nevada, Keith Thurman wasn't even fully aware. He thought this was in some weight classes, not this weight class. But they slid the glove thing. I know it's kind of sounding repetitive. I know people tired of hearing me talk about this, but everybody don't watch all the videos. So what's going on here is Keith Thurman wants to fight in 8s. Barrios wants to fight in 10-ounce gloves. So basically, Barrios is not confident that he could take the punch. He needs the 2 extra ounces on the glove to ensure he probably can take the punch. So Barrios is unsure he could take the punch. In Nevada, apparently, this goes for the weight classes where they own gloves. And the reason welterweight is so important, or it's a money division. It's considered the heavyweights of the lower weight classes, is because they're the last division to put on 8-ounce gloves. Anything above 47, 54, 60, or the original weight classes 60, 75, etc., has to put on 10-ounce gloves. 47 below is 8-ounce glove. But in Nevada, if one of the fighters don't want to fight in 8s, he want to fight 10s, automatically the fight is a 10. Now, Keith Thurman could throw Barrios some loot and say put these 8s on, but I don't think it really matters. Keith Thurman think he gonna blow him out the water regardless. So right then and there, Barrios is electing his option to fighting at 10s. So to me, that's a messed up rule. If 47 say 8, then we fighting at 8. So for the most part, they must be putting the contract. You know, at the end of the day, he just want to, you know, as a smaller man coming up, not having a true tune-up at 47 and going right into Keith Thurman, which, you know, Keith Thurman could be a tune-up. We don't know what he looked like after some years, but he looked okay versus Josito. He was a little shaky, but Josito can punch. But just looking at this fight, like he said, I don't think Barrios is the most confident guy. He fights tentative, but when he is confident, like Ryan Carboy Carl fight, he feel like he can hit you, but he got no defense. And I picked Thurman in 7. My final thoughts, I'm not probably gonna label it final thoughts. My whole thing was I had Thurman in 7 and under. And I still believe if we go past 7, for the most part, I think Barrios might be able to take it. But with this information coming out about the gloves, like I said, this fight is so much a blowout. They don't even have it on the FanDuel sportsbooks. They have it on other sportsbooks if you want to bet the underdog. But I just think Barrios' lack of defense, lack of confidence, and that's not even just because of the gloves. I watched a few fights of him. He lacks confidence. He lacks confidence, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, he lacks authority with his punching. But when he feel confident, he start landing, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a sharp puncher. Like I said before, he's somebody that like to be on the outside. They try to make him a sticker mover, but he don't have a defense, bro. And he should be using his height and reach with aggression. He should be stepping with people like Tommy Hearns. And like I said, reach is not an advantage today's game. It's a disadvantage. Height is a disadvantage. But I just think Keith Thurman looping shots is going to hit home against a taller fighter who don't defend. Keep it short, simple, and sweet. I think his looping shots is going to land home versus a guy. They perfect for a guy tall who don't move his head and don't have no defense. So, yeah, he like the, he like to tuck, going against the high guard, man. But I just think Keith Thurman know how to pick tune-ups. How about that? He know exactly what he's doing, bro. And I think if he everybody looking at his body, his delts, his shoulders, his top biceps, that don't mean that you strong at all. And I think his legs is gonna tell the story. That's for a pitcher, quarterback, basketball player. Once the legs go, it's nothing that you really can do, and they will go. So that's why probably Tom Brady has so much longevity. He kept his legs preserved. And when your legs preserved, everything fall into place. So if Keith Thurman's legs still there, he able to move and be on balance. That's where it all comes from. Even with a guy like Roy Jones who's able to punch off platform. That comes from natural physical gifts, but that also comes from his strength in his legs. To be able to fight how Roy Jones punch off platform, I mean, that's like watching Alvin Kamara, the New Orleans Saints, who watch American football. If you watch him do his training on that ball they use in the gym, how he stand on one leg and he do certain things, that's pretty much, that's pretty much what you need to do. So, I mean, to maintain that or have that special leg room. But if Keith Thurman can stay on platform, he got his legs, that's where his power comes from. And what Keith Thurman gonna try to do is win the first early rounds. Touch. He gonna come out early and try to hurt Barrios, try to stop Barrios. Same thing he do versus Pacquiao other fights of late. Well, later for him. He try to come out there and establish that he can hurt you and make you tentative. And then he try to win the first 6 rounds and then cruise on the back end and steal a round or 2 in the back end and win 8-4, 7-5. That's what he try to do if you get a knockdown. That's what he trying to get an early knockdown. He gonna try to come out guns blazing, try to stop Barrios early. But I think for him, I think he need to go to rounds. He need to at least go to 7 rounds to be able to say, I'm ready for Ugas, Crawford, Spence, Ortiz, Jerron Ennis. He need to go rounds. If he go out there and spark this kid out in 1 and 2 rounds, yes, the hype gonna be there, but we don't know his legs, his conditioning. When he came back versus Lopez, his conditioning was bad. His conditions always be bad. He exerts his injury in the first 6 rounds, so Mario Barrios, what he needs to do, and like I said, he need to win 3 of the first 6 rounds. At least 3, and don't go down, and don't have a 10-8 type of round where he dominates you and you get 10-8, or go down and get 10-8. Can't have those. You gotta stay on your feet. And the best round for him to win is 1 and 6. The reason I say 1, Thurman gonna come out there. It's not like riding a bike. If you ain't been in the ring in a real fight, it's not like riding a bike. He gonna be rusty. When he come out aggressive trying to punch, you punch with him. Barrios got a counter punch in this fight. When Keith move his hands, he throw looping shots. Like I said in the prediction, do what Pacquiao do. It's not hard. Don't load up. Just touch him. Just a quick 1-2. Even if he got both orthodox, Pacquiao was out just a quick 1-2. And that's going just throw it and step in and throw it. And Thurman loads up his shots. He probably slower. Get that 1-2 home. You probably gonna be able to drop him. And then once you start throwing the 1-2, he don't like to throw jabs. He like looping shots. Throw the 1-2 after a while and go and finish that left hook to the body. Barrios' best punch look like it's the left hook to the body. After a while, you just touch him with the 1-2, then touch him with the left hook. When you start firing him, then you put a little power on the 1-2. Because Thurman like to wind up on his shots, bro. So then you just touch him, 1-2, hold him, or get out of there, or get under him. Then it's 1-2, left hook to the body, hold him. That's what he should be doing early on. Step into Thurman. That's what he want. Then Thurman gonna make Thurman bite down like he did versus Pacquiao and win rounds. Make him a stationary fighter. Make him come forward. Once he start coming forward, that's what Barrios and Hunter want. He's still gonna throw them looping shots. He's still not the aggressive fighter that he was at 100 when he was an amateur. Where they say he was just really a guy that threw a lot of shots. I mean, that was just a puncher. He wasn't really a boxer. He was a brawler. He not naturally that no more. You know, once he start coming to you, it's just, you know, 1-2 counter punching. Take advantage of him looping. You can, you know, he loops his shots. He loads up his shots. It's touch him, 1-2s to the body, hold them, be defensive responsible. You get inside. Barrios, man. Barrios can win this fight. Thurman. People talking about Crawford being chinny. Crawford ain't chinny. Getting hit with a good shot and getting wobbled, you know, and the shot Kapolowski's hit him with, all these welterweights would have went down from that shot. And it wasn't even like he hurt. Trinidad went down on a basis, but when Thurman get hit on the temple, he wobble. I seen Josito Lopez hurt Thurman. Bro. Jose Soto Carras, he a good puncher. You see what he did to Berto. He a good puncher, but Thurman can't take it to the body or the chin, bro. He showed that he got chin in Pacquiao fight. But if that was somebody like Crawford or Errol Spence, I think even at this point, Errol Spence not being as aggressive, man, they would have took that cat out, bro. They took that cat out to the body or the head. So, I mean, like I said before, man, it's interesting. I still think that kind of hearing the story about Barrios and how the gloves and knowing that he fight tentative and he don't fight aggressive and he doesn't have an aggressive mentality. I really do like Thurman in this fight. I like him less than 7, but I'm gonna keep my original pick, Thurman in 7, stopping Barrios. But like I said before, if it's go past 7, and because in the fight of attrition and his leg, and I'm telling you, you can't just sit out the sport like that and still have. Even though Gary Russell sat out for 2 years, you know, and still look pretty good, you know, physically. You know, besides the arm injury, Gary Russell said he ain't took more than 2 months off of boxing since he was a kid. He a gym rat. They gym rats. And different from him. But I'm gonna get into this Barrios, this Ryan Garcia joint in a minute, man. I got a situation, man. So I'm about to figure out this situation real quick, and I'm gonna finish the second half of this video.